and you said you read the book Unthinkable. So I would like to get to know you and talk about what your learnings or what you thought about, because your background for me is really inspiring. If I understood correctly, so you're into philosophy. You're a university professor. You used to be a university professor. You're a writer, award-winning writer. You are the founder of Philosurfer Club, and so it seems like we have many common interests. So that's why for me it's exciting to talk to you about the book and about your experiences from the ocean, from what you learned from the ocean, from surfing to life.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, I didn't finish the book. I want to be very clear. I'm on 85%. So I almost did it. I didn't have enough time because like I'm posting a lot and it takes a lot of time. But yeah, the book. First of all, I was pretty amazed by how our lives are very, very similar in many ways. So you're my alter ego in Switzerland, Marcel. I went to California in the 90s. I stayed there for 1 year in Huntington Beach. I learned to surf in the Huntington Pier. I also went into studying business out of not knowing what my purpose in life was.
Are you my brother from another mother?
Maybe. maybe. The thing is that I realized pretty soon, because when I was a kid, I was pretty dumb in the way that when people ask me what do you want to be when you're old, or when you grown up, I always say I want to be rich. You know.
Wow, that's exactly what I said. I told them I want to be a millionaire or something. I didn't have a plan. I just want to be rich.
Okay, so I would say I want to be rich, and now I just quit a couple of years ago. But I used to ask my students, because all my students now they only want money. You know, what do you want? Is money. And I ask them, money for what? That's the most important thing. Is like money is just a means. So I went to study business because it was the thing that I thought, okay, it will make me rich, but I didn't really like it. And when I was in second year of school, I knew it wasn't for me. But again, this conditioning, the family, you don't want like to make a big drama in the family, like switching or stopping your university. So I decided to start philosophy at the same time as I was finishing my BBA and MBA. So I've always been like in this dual world, that in a way I also started working in companies. I did almost 15 years careers in the corporate. I was pretty successful with 31 years. I was a marketing director, had a big team. You had big salaries, company cars, things like that. But yeah, I wasn't fulfilled at all, you know. So I was from my school one of the first to see that the rat race does not take you anywhere. So at the same time, I had finished philosophy, and this helped me a lot to understand different ways of seeing the world, and different ways of defining success. You know? So I became way less materialistic. I became way more attuned with my inner thoughts. I understood that it's important, like, to be a good person and try to do something for the people, to live like after your time on this planet, like to live it a little bit nicer or more beautiful than it was. And that for me has always been a quest of self-discovery through learning, or studying. So after philosophy, I kept on studying. So I was, all the time that I was in the corporate ladder, I was also at the university studying different subjects. So I finished philosophy, then I went into studying anthropology. So I'm a social anthropologist as well, and I did the whole thing. So I went to do my master's, and then I got a scholarship that was maybe the one thing that helped me the most to leave the corporate world, because at that time I had come back a little bit, either doing consulting or doing my little startups and things like that. That scholarship helped me be like self-sufficient for 3 years. So I went on to do my research in Mexico, which was in Oaxaca. That allowed me to go to Puerto Escondido like once a month for surfing. My research has little to do with the corporate world, although it can be, there's some similarities, but it has to do with the topic of corrupt political structures in the indigenous world of Mexico. I went on to do that. Also quite successful. I did the whole dissertation, wrote the dissertation, got two awards in Mexico, international awards. And then I went on to teach at the university, which for me, researching, studying, and passing that to the newer or next generations, I think that's my purpose in life, like to understand and to help people understand, and that is something that it really makes me like thrive. It puts me into flow. But the problem with the university careers is that in Spain, especially after the Great Recession of 2008, it's been really, really hard to follow a career as an early scholar, as they call it, because there's been like for over 10 years no new incorporations, no new jobs. So the moment that there's a new job, there's tons of people with great curriculum to come in. So I had to do I don't know how many, third, fourth transition, which I am in the middle of right now. And for the time being, I don't know exactly where I'm going. Okay, I'm just following my heart. For me, being a very brain person, very mental person, I'm trying to follow my heart. And my heart told me, okay, if you cannot teach at the school and make a living, go on and try to teach, to spread the word of the greatest. And the greatest, I think, are both philosophers and surfers. And that is a little bit my idea with the Philosopher Club. So that's the mission: make people happier by spreading the words of the greatest, or as I call it, philosophy for the masses. No, like to popularize a topic that people believe that it's so boring, or maybe they didn't have the chance to learn at school. And by using how attractive the world of surfing is, make it more available, more attractive to people. So that will be like the first answer.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm not a scholar, but we have many. I think we both have been lifelong students.
Yeah,
every person in some shape or form is a teacher. And I feel that it doesn't matter if you touch one person or many. It's like when you impact one person, there will be ripple effects that spread out and reach many people. So exactly. I find it very beautiful how our paths are somehow similar with a lot of transitions. So did because we have the same experience, did reading the part of the book or almost the whole book give you new insights, or you remembered things that you knew before?
The book has a lot of things that I've either read before or thought before. Okay, so there's a lot of materialism. It's a very nice the way that it's like the fabric of the book, how it's created with your story and those interviews. For sure, all the, let's put it in anthropological terms, the ethnography, which is all the interviews which you really did an ethnography of overachievers, or I wouldn't call them overachievers. I would call them very successful human beings in a broader way, you know. And they're like, and people who really understand what is the good life, and I think that's very important. All this ethnography for me is very, very important, because you really support your ideas with real life examples. For me, the part of finding the flow, and this acronym that you do, this finding life, oneness, you know, FLO.
Yeah, finding love and oneness within. Yeah.
Okay, that part I think is very powerful. That part I think for me it was new, and it was very powerful. So yeah.
I think this also resonates with what you shared, that you're very focused on the mind, very mental person, and the part of finding love and oneness within is actually really following your intuition. And being in flow, and like what I say, it's not about being in the mind, but it's more about living from the heart.
Yes. I think there's like also the way that the structure of the book, the three chapters. It's also like, how would I say? It would be like a wave with different steps, you know, and maybe I've gone through the first steps, the steps of understanding that you can't control anything, that you have to let go, and maybe my situation right now is this moment of starting to trust the heart, the flow, you know. So maybe that's why it resonates so much to me right now.